Go.
Okay. Shabbat Shalom, good Shabbos. Welcome to Shabbat Bereshit, Kabbalat Shabbat. And it gives me great pleasure to invite Rabbi Black to first of all give a Devar Torah and then to lead us in Kabbalat Shabbat. Over to you, Rabbi.
Thank you so much, Stuart. Thank you for that introduction. So nice to see 20 people, 20 screens on this. So that's really
Baruch Hashem.
it's overload. Can you all hear me? Put up your hands if you can. Good. Okay, this talk is going to contain two unrelated themes, and with that, I hope that maybe we'll try to relate them to each other. The first part I'm going to talk about is the fact that today is a special day. It's a yahrzeit of a great leader, a famous rabbi, famous Hasidic rabbi called Rabbi Levi Yitzchok of Berdichev. That's the first thing I'm going to talk about. The second thing, I'm going to speak about some of the letters in the Torah from this week's Sedra, just specifically from this week's Sedra. So it's quite interesting on that. So Rabbi Levi Yitzchok of Berdichev, number one. Rabbi Levi Yitzchok of Berdichev. He was a great Hasidic leader, born at the time of the birth of the Hasidic movement. So he actually born before the Baal Shem Tov, who was the actual the person whose whole idea of Hasidism came out. He was still alive, and so Rabbi Levi Yitzchok Berdichev was born in 1740 and he died in 1809. And he is a special and a very unique man and individual. He was looked positively at his people. This is the great thing about Rabbi Levi Yitzchok. And in other words, he always looked positively at what the Jewish people were doing. So I'll give you one story in illustration, and then we'll go on to my next thing. He was walking with some disciples, and he saw a man who was greasing the wheels of his cart whilst reciting the Shema. You've heard this one? Whilst reciting the Shema. Rabbi Levi Yitzchak's disciples look at this man and they say, terrible, what a terrible thing. He's saying the Shema whilst greasing the cart. What a schmutzika, what a dirty thing to do when you are doing such a holy thing. Hardly acceptable conduct, they said to him. To which Rabbi Levi Yitzchak replied, Ribono Shel Olam, this is what he always used to do. Ribono Shel Olam, master of the universe, how great, he said, this meeting is being recorded, thank you. Ribono Shel Olam, he said, how great are your great people Israel, even when they are involved in the most mundane tasks, right? In other words, greeting his tasks, they think of you. So that's the great thing about Rabbi Levi Yitzchak. He could only see the positive. And that was what Rabbi Levi Yitzchak was known for, always looking favorably at another Jew. So may his memory be for a blessing. His yahrzeit is today. And that's one message that I learned from Rabbi Levi Yitzchak. I want to look at some of the letters in the Torah and take some message from them. I want to say, I'm talking about this week's Sedra, but also at the end of the Zot HaBracha, because on Simchat Torah, we read from the end of the Zot HaBracha, which is the end of the Torah. And it ends with the words, Le'enei Kol Yisrael. If you listen to Mike, you would have heard this. If you weren't in shul because you were elsewhere, you would have still heard it wherever shul you were there. And it sings about Le'enei Kol Yisrael, all the great things that had transpired in the eyes of all Yisrael. Yisrael is the last word of the Torah. So the Torah concludes with a lamed. Did you know that? It concludes with a lamed. Le'enei Kol Yisrael. And our Sedra today begins Bereshit bara Elokim et hashamayim v'et haaretz. Bereshit means in the beginning. Right, in the beginning. And it starts with a bet. So you've got a lamed and a bet. And what does that word make? It makes leiv, heart. And I think it's very, very simple. You want to achieve in Torah, you need leiv. As well as leiv means your heart. Heart has to be part of it. You have to be emotionally connected with the Torah, if you're not emotionally and intellectually connected with it, then you can't succeed in Torah. So we have to be on the same wavelength. That's my first message today. Next, so we have to have faith. Next thing, you look into the Torah, you'll see that that bet is written large. There's a large. Now, you'll find that in a number of places in the Torah, quite a few things. I remember a few weeks ago, somebody came to me and said, Vayashlichem. Remember that word? Vayashlichem. Why is the Lamed big in Vayashlichem? And I had to look it up. So I thought, I want to preempt this one. I'll make sure that nobody gets me without having to look it up. The actual Lamed actually there is 30 generations speaking about 30 generations the Jews will go into Galut, they'll go into exile. But what is this bet? Why is it big? And also the question of the Midrash, why start the Torah from a bet? Why not start from an Aleph? Aleph is the first letter, right? Aleph bet. Why start from bet? Bet is the second letter. And so this one, what the Midrash explains, this is the first explanation. Bet, the big bet says bet rashis. Bet stands for two. Aleph is one, bet is two. Bet rashis, because of two things the world was created. Number one, Bishvil Yisrael, because of Israel. And number two, Bishvil HaTorah. The world was created for the values that we have, and Torah and for Israel. So those are the two things. That's the first explanation. But another explanation I would like to suggest. Two is bet. That's the answer. That's the question. So why do we starting with bet? Because we have to realize it's not good for man to be alone. We are social animals. We have to be part of community. So the bet is two. You can't go it alone. You can't go through your whole life just living alone. You've got to connect yourself, part of community. You've got to connect yourself with family, connect yourself, but you can't go it alone. And that's what bet is coming to teach us. So that's my second message. My next thing is like this. You will notice in connection with all the days of the week, when it speaks about the days of creation, it says Vayerev, Vayeboker, Yom Echad, which means, and it was evening and it was morning, one day. Then it says Vayerev, Vayeboker, Yom Sheni, and it was evening and it was morning, day two. Vayerev, Vayeboker, Yom Shlishi, day three, etc., until it gets to the sixth day. Now, you've got to listen very carefully, because the sixth day is talking about the creation of the animals and also the creation of man. And then it says, listen very carefully, it says, Vayehi Erev, Vayeboker, Yom Ha-Shishi, right? Have you not noticed it? There's an extra hey there. Yom Ha-Shishi means the sixth day, but it's definite article. It's a specific known day. So the question is, why is Yom HaShishi, why is it written in the Torah in a different way than all the other days? In the other days, it just says Yom Echad, Yom Sheni, but here it says Yom HaShishi, the sixth day. So the people who look into these things, they say, you know what? The message is very thing. The definite article here, it says there is a specific day that it's referring to. And he says the specific day is the sixth day. When is the sixth day? When is the sixth day? What's important about the sixth day? The sixth day. Lee, what's the sixth day? The sixth day. What's this? Come on, anybody, give me an answer.
The Torah was given.
Yeah, the day on which the Torah was given. So there it was. It's written from the very inception that Yom HaShishi, the sixth day, not the eighth day, but the sixth day is referring to the day in which the Torah would be given at Mount Sinai. So, and which was the 6th of Sivan. So once again, it's marumas, it's hinting there about something different, something deeper. So we've got a lot of different messages here. I'm going to give you one last message. It says after this whole thing, after Vayachulu, it says like this, Eila Toldos HaShemayim Ba'aretz Behibaram Hashem Elokim, which means these are the generations of the heavens and the earth on the day that Hashem created the heavens and the earth. Behibarom. It's a very interesting, comes from the word baram, which means creation. You look at the hay there, it's a small hay. Another interesting lesson. So what is it? The hay is Behibarom. So there is this is the question. What does it mean? So the hay is telling us like this, that whatever, number one explanation of Rashi is like this. Hey Bara'am. With the small letter of Hey of Hashem's name, Hashem was able to create the whole entire universe, right? That shows the greatness of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. This is the small Hey. You understand? With the Hey, HaKadosh Baruch Hu created. Another explanation of the Midrash is like this. The Hey is open at the bottom. The Hey is open at the bottom, and that shows that and it gives us the opening that whatever we do wrong, we can always do teshuvah. We have the opening of teshuvah, of doing teshuvah. In this world, we always have the opening of turning back to Hashem at any time. We've always got that opening. So let me just tell you 5 different messages that I've just given it. Number 1, the message of Rabbi Levi Yitzchak, always look at every single person in a positive light. Always look positively at other people. That's such an important thing. The Frierdiker, the previous Lubavitch Rebbe, said God gives us 2 eyes, a right eye and a left eye. It might come out as the left and the right, but the right eye and the left eye. The right is to see the good, and the left is to see the bad. The right is to see the good in other people. Left to see the bad in oneself. That's it. That's as far as it goes. That's number 1. Number 2, Lev, heart. When we're studying Torah, we need to put our heart into it. Our heart has to be there. We have to have our emotions in place. Number 3, you can't go it alone. You've got to have 2, right? Number 3, you've got to have 2. Bet means, the big bet means you can't go it alone in the community. Number 4, understand the reason for creation. Understand the reason for creation, which is Yom HaShishi, the 6th day. And number 5, we can always do teshuvah. Beautiful. I hope you love those little messages. You can find them throughout the Torah. They're written there. I just want to I hope you enjoyed that.
Shakayach.
Thank you. Both clear.